Released in early 2015, it's Dying Light from Techland, the same guys who brought us Dead Island, and published by Warner Bros. Interactive. In Dying Light, you play as Kyle Crane, sent into the fictional city of Haran by the GRE, some sort of humanitarian military unit or some such, to find a file which may or may not have the cure to solve the city's widespread problem of the most original enemy in any video game to date: rabies-like pathogen-infected humans who eat or bite non-infected to spread their own infection, I mean zombies. And of course, shit goes wrong not even 30 seconds after hitting the ground, you get bit and infected. Mind you, a nice change of pace from the typical, you're immune because plot reasons, and need to survive off a suppressant known as antizin. So you set out on your secret mission to find the file, all while keeping the infection suppressed and helping out the people of Haran. But is it any good? Let's find out.
Oh, Guzzy wins again! Hooray for Guzzy!
Right.
Now, admittedly, going into Dying Light, I wasn't expecting much simply because of my experiences with Techland's previous work, Dead Island, which I didn't really enjoy all that much, more or less because by the time you got to the city in Dead Island, it became nothing more than a terrible first-person shooter, and I lost all interest by then. But I'm glad to say Dying Light quite literally leaps ahead of Dead Island and is a much more fun experience overall. One of the reasons for this is just the extreme lack or need of guns in Dying Light. Melee combat is much more fun, fast-paced, and intense, with a number of different types of zombies to see and kill, but best of all, you don't even need to fight zombies and can simply avoid them most of the time thanks to the game's parkour system. Which brings up one of the best combinations and ideas I've seen put to work in a zombie game to date, the parkour system of Dying Light, taking obvious cues from Mirror's Edge. In Dying Light, you can leap great distances, almost climb anything, land on cars from the top of buildings, walk across fences, and even jump off of zombies later on in the game after some upgrading to your skills. Getting from point A to B while getting a good flow going feels absolutely amazing to do. Other times, not so much. But that's okay because grappling hooks. They're self-explanatory, I'd say, and later on in the game you'll unlock them and they make traveling around much more fun. And of course, in this big old open world filled with zombies' faces to smash in or leap off of, you've got a fair number of people to help and fetch quest missions to do. Everything from combat and agility challenges, airdrops to find, quarantine zones to explore, safe houses to unlock, towers to climb, collectibles to collect. This game will keep you very, very busy with the amount of stuff to do around the open world. And of course, once the sun sets, the game gets even more fun with highly infected zombies known as volatiles coming out. These mean boys can be defeated with extremely powerful weapons or kept at bay with UV lighting. They can climb and run just as fast as you can, and you're in for a real party if you get more than one corner in you. But just like the regular zombies, they're dumb as bricks, and if you stay out of their cone vision at night, you'll be fine. Turning the game into a run, dash, and knock a zombie's head off by day, to creep and stay out of sight or end up dead at night. Honestly, we had more fun exploring by night just for the added tension, and is easily one of the best aspects to Dying Light. And of course, anything is fun with friends, and that includes murdering zombies by night, and you can do this with up to 3 other pals in co-op, and play most of the entire game together once you get past the opening tutorial. As well as invade random people's games and become a super powerful infected volatile zombie known as the Night Hunter, and pick them off one by one, or end up getting invaded yourself. But as of this recording, I've yet to experience any of this unfortunately, due to the fact I set my game to friends only. Story-wise, Dying Light isn't anything spectacular. Keeping this review spoiler-free, let's just say everything is extremely predictable in terms of the main story, and won't exactly leave you in deep thought by the end of it all.
Yeah, they're thought-provoking meditations about people very much like yourself who have to kill buttloads of zombies for various reasons. The details really aren't important.
as well as having this annoying tendency in it to try and point out the fact you're doing fetch quests and missions for everyone and you're a puppet and can't make choices for yourself. Haha, get it, because video games, so meta! Now please go grab some batteries on the other side of the map so we can continue the plot and continue to remind you of this.
You took offense, Crane, as I recall, at being referred to as a trade monk.
Also, one other aspect of the story is that the game was obviously heavily designed and intended to be more of a single-player experience. If you're playing with someone else, you can't start, progress, or hand in any missions unless they're there with you. The multiplayer in general just feels like it was tacked on at the last minute, and not much thought was put into it. Also, as I said earlier, I want this review to be entirely spoiler-free, but I feel I absolutely need to stress this. The final boss fight in the game, without giving away or showing any details about it, outside of the simple fact it's simply a giant QuickTime event. I mean, seriously, a QuickTime event.
Oh! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! You have fucked up now! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up!
But probably one of the most annoying aspects to Dying Light are just some of the unfair random deaths the game will throw your way, mostly in the form of boomers, who simply one-hit you and appear from some of the most random places you can imagine, behind doors you just opened, inside of vans, etc. They're just simply unfair at times, it just feels like it made screw you from the game. I also had one particular moment in the story that pulled the same thing by dropping you in water while you're getting shot at with no warning whatsoever, and giving you very little time to even comprehend what the hell is going on. Trial and error moments in most games tend to annoy me personally. But now let's discuss. Where we discuss graphics and the technical aspects of the game. Now graphically, Dying Light isn't the most standout game. It's pretty average across the board. But the open world in general and lighting is fairly well done. From the wind-blown palm trees in the distance to the dead of night, Dying Light's environments look great. Except for the water. Seriously, it looks awful. Speaking of awful, the character models don't stand out much better. They range from looking somewhat normal to looking like plastic dolls with pubic hair attached to their faces. Look at her mouth! What is this? How do you screw up lip syncing this bad? As for the soundtrack side of things, it varies from okay and slightly bearable to random guttural noises and sounds awful. I had times I wanted to just turn the music all the way down or off altogether. Now, I spent a good 40 or so hours with Dying Light, and so far in the history of Infinite Backlog, I have never played a game this broken and bug-riddled. It's almost a work of art. Seriously, I could make a whole separate 10-minute video discussing the technical issues with this game, but I'll keep it brief. Everything from the odd and minor bug to clipping out of the environments and getting trapped altogether, as well as trophies bugged altogether and not unlocking on the PlayStation 4 version, to more serious game-breaking crashes, especially during online play. Me and my friends couldn't even manage a full 4-person lobby for more than 10 minutes, before one of us crashed back to the SMB. The multiplayer is just simply broken as of the time of this review being recorded, and it's a real shame. Dying Light is immensely fun with friends. I also had a number of poppin' issues with the PlayStation 4 version of the game, as well as frame rate drops. One time where my game completely dropped frames to unplayable levels. What you're seeing right now, this isn't video editing. This is just how bad the game is running in this particular moment. Overall, Dying Light is a fun time, but clearly the game needed more beta testing or work put into it, and I just can't simply recommend picking it up this close to release, and I heavily advise you wait for the game to be patched first. But now, it's time for the rating. On a scale of 1 being a zombie, and 10 being a zambingo, I give this a crombie out of 10. I mean zambingo. No, but seriously, it's one of the best zombie games I've played in years, which isn't saying much considering how many of these are pumped out yearly, and it could be much better once heavily patched.